Hey everyone, Christina here. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. I am finally doing my pregnancy Q&A. You guys sent over such amazing questions on Instagram stories, and I was like, you know what? It'll be so much better just to have all of the answers in one place. It'll be easier for me to talk it all out instead of writing it out on my blog. So here we are today. If I'm out of breath, I'm sorry. I'm just like, you know, slightly pregnant, like 38 weeks pregnant. Holy crap. How did that happen? Baby can come at any time now. What? Okay, anyways, shall we get into it? Let's do it. I have all of your questions written out here and I will go through them. And yeah, let's get started. When did you start showing? So this was like kind of something that was that made me very, very insecure because I'm a size 14, I'm mid-size, plus size, whatever you want to call me, whatever box you want to put me in. I have a belly. I've always had a belly my entire life, and I'm not gonna lie, this is like something that made me super insecure. I was like, I'm never gonna have like that pregnancy belly that women have. I was like not embarrassed to tell people I was pregnant, but I was like, people aren't gonna know if I'm pregnant because they're just gonna be like, oh, it's just her freaking belly that she always has. Anyways, I think I really started showing around month 5 months in, which is kind of, I guess, late for a lot of people, but that's when I started showing. And honestly, if you're pregnant, especially if you're a curvy woman, plus size woman, I know the insecurities that come with your body changing, and don't let anyone make you feel less than. There is no such thing as a perfect pregnant belly. Like, that shit is made up in our heads. You are going to love your pregnant body. You have to embrace it the way it is and just know that everybody is different, especially every pregnant body. So just remember that. Someone wrote in saying, I'm 24 weeks and I'm having some fears with weight gain. How are you dealing? This was another huge concern of mine. Actually, it wasn't like really a big concern because I wasn't necessarily concerned about the number on the scale. I was just like, what is my body gonna look like pregnant? And again, you just have to roll with it. All that matters is that you're healthy and that your baby is healthy. You cannot worry about gaining weight. Like, it's going to happen. Like, you're growing a human being. That is insane. Sometimes I'm like, I have an alien inside me. What? How is this possible? So honestly, try to not focus about the number on the scale. Try not to focus about gaining weight. Just make sure that you're putting good food in your body, good nutrients. Try and move your body as much as possible. And I think that's the most important thing that you can do. I also got a lot of questions on how much weight I have gained, which at first I was like, do I even want to share this number? Because I don't want people to like, the number should not matter. Everybody is different, as I've said already, but whatever. So I'm 38 weeks and as of now, I have gained 17 pounds, which I don't know where that falls in line. I think it's really different for every person. That's why I was super hesitant to share, because I don't want anyone comparing like their weight gain to my weight gain. Something that I will say is that my doctor originally said that she thinks like a good amount of weight for an average person to gain is between 20 to 25 pounds. I don't think I'm an average person. I was like already over 200 pounds when I got pregnant. I'm 5'11". And yeah, I feel like, to be honest with you, I was like kind of insecure that I wasn't gaining enough weight because I have a little condition called SUA, which is like single umbilical artery. So my umbilical cord has one artery and one vein, and they normally have one vein and 2 arteries. So I just need my baby to get as much nutrients as possible. And anyways, so yeah, I've gained 17 pounds so far. I'm probably gonna end up, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the pregnancy, I would have gained around 20 pounds. I think this is pretty standard for me. My body feels right. Like, I haven't restricted myself at all. I eat whatever the hell I wanna eat, but I feel good. How do you avoid swelling? I am pretty thankful that I haven't gotten that swollen, except my feet are definitely more swollen. My ankles, you can see I just had some ankle socks on. There's like some ribbing here. Other than that, I haven't gotten that swollen. I don't know. I mean, I'm just eating like whatever I want. I will say I try not to consume Actually, that's not true. I was gonna say I try not to consume that much salt, but like put salt on everything. So I don't know, maybe it's genetic, honestly. Maybe I'm just lucky. Swelling during pregnancy though is a big concern. If you are swelling a lot, maybe consult your doctor. But I think it's just different for every single person. My feet are 100% swollen, but at this point I'm like over 220 pounds. So I don't know, is that normal? Maybe. How are you planning to still practice self-care and give yourself some love after the baby? Okay, so I got extensions during my pregnancy and I was doing so many polls about it and everyone was like, don't do it, this is gonna be the biggest mistake ever, you're not gonna even have time to brush your hair, brush your teeth, this is so dumb. And I honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, like those kind of annoyed me because first of all, I did ask everyone's opinion, so I appreciate the honesty. It's easy for me to say now because I don't have the baby, right? But I still plan to take care of myself. Like that is so important. Like I don't want to lose my identity. I want to be able to brush my hair. I'm very thankful that I have a husband who I know will help me a lot with the baby and I will have time to shower, I hope, and do stuff. But I just think that like, it's just who I am, where I will 100% make that time, and I guess I'll have to do a follow-up after the baby and let you know a little bit more then. But honestly, like getting extensions was like kind of a symbol for me that like, no, I'm not losing myself. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm still gonna take care of me. I'm still gonna get dressed. I'm still gonna do makeup if I want to. And so that's what I plan on continue doing. How do you feel? I feel good. I feel good, honestly. I don't know what I expected to feel at this point in my pregnancy. I will say that my third trimester has been the best yet, which I feel is quite the opposite from what a lot of people say. But my first trimester was so rough. I was so sick. My second trimester, I was still pretty sick. So now I actually have energy. Now I could actually like eat food without being nauseous. So I am feeling pretty damn good. I'm excited for this baby. What is your birth plan? Okay, so I don't have a birth plan, and every time someone asks me that, I'm like, I don't know, to have the baby, but I plan to have, I would like to have a vaginal birth. I plan on getting an epidural. I'm not like trying to be a superhero by any means. If for some reason I get to the hospital and I'm like, I don't know, 7-8 centimeters dilated, I don't feel like I need anything, then that's cool too. But yeah, that's the plan. I shared a little bit of this on stories too. I did just have a doctor's appointment where they said that they do not want me going past my due date at all, because I have SUA, and like at this point the baby isn't like necessarily getting all the nutrients that he needs, and he's not growing that much, so they just think he'd be better off growing outside of me. So they might have to induce me. That is not something that like I would necessarily love, just because if I can avoid taking more medication, if I can avoid like Pitocin, I would like to avoid that. If I can avoid a C-section, I would like to avoid that. But honestly, all I want is to have a healthy baby, and I just want to be healthy and safe, and that's all that matters to me. And I just think you can't plan for this stuff. Like you just got to be able to roll with the punches. So that's my plan, to have the baby in the healthiest, safest way possible. Do you have trouble sleeping? Girl, I shopped from 2:30 to 4:30 a.m. last night. I shopped well. I got a robe, I got some slippers, I got some pajamas, I got Christmas ornaments, I got flowers. I don't even know what I got. I got snacks, popcorn, like all the things. Overall, I have been sleeping generally well, but there'll be like a couple hours sometimes in the middle of the night where I'm up, and I'm just telling myself that this is when my baby is going to need to feed. So like my body is just preparing myself to be up during those times. So yeah, overall I'm sleeping pretty well, but there are several nights a week where I'm up for a couple hours in the middle of the night, and I just shop and then put on some Gossip Girl and try and fall back asleep. What pregnancy side effect was most surprising / unexpected for you? That's disgusting. This, burping. Burping and acid reflux is gnarly. I never dealt with this in my entire life. It does not feel good at all. I was telling my brother, I was like, yo, I need to get a Pepsid AC campaign because I'm like their biggest fan. That shit works so well. Yeah, seriously. So heartburn and acid reflux and like burping because of that is the side effect that I did not expect. A lot of people say it's like an old wives' tale that the baby will have a lot of hair and that's what causes it. We shall see about that. My nausea and overall morning sickness, that was all day sickness that led to projectile vomiting. That for me was the hardest thing to deal with and was super, super surprising. Guys, like I love food so much. You know that. Your girl can eat, okay? And when you are all of a sudden so sick and so nauseous and can't stomach food, oh man, that was really, that was hard. That was really hard. I honestly, for the first trimester, I was living off Ritz crackers and protein shakes that I would force myself to put down just so I can get nutrients in. And that was really something I just never expected to happen. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I would take Due for walks and like literally throw up on the street, or like, this is gross, sorry, but it's the truth, or like throw up in the car when I was driving. It's just the weirdest thing ever. So that was super surprising, and honestly it made me really insecure as well because I just wanted to have a healthy baby and I felt like I wasn't giving the baby the nutrients that he needed because I couldn't keep food down. I couldn't eat. And it's funny because I feel like as women, we think so much about like, we're scared to gain weight. And I was like so scared that I wasn't gaining weight because I was like, my baby like needs nutrients and I'm not giving it to him because I feel so sick. And it was kind of a shitty feeling. It's crazy how like you just make yourself insecure about everything, right? Anyways, what are your pregnancy cravings? I don't think I've had any wild pregnancy cravings. Bagels, I guess, would be the #1 thing, but I've always enjoyed bagels. Waffles. I love waffles this pregnancy. Before this pregnancy, I haven't had waffles in maybe like 11, 12 years. I also bought Honey Bunches of Oats, which I only had like 1 or 2 bowls of it, but first time I bought cereal in over a decade. I've been drinking a lot of, oh, Coke, Coca-Cola. I never drank Coke before. I never drank fountain drinks really. And I have enjoyed Coke a lot. I think it's the caffeine and the carbonation. It would like settle my stomach and lift me up a little bit too. It was like the perfect combo, you know? And then also Chick-fil-A until I got food poisoning like a couple weeks ago and they did me dirty and I don't know if I could ever have it again. What has pregnancy been like during COVID? Well, it's hard for me to say because I don't know what it would be like outside of COVID, right? I will say part of me feels blessed. My spring was looking so crazy. I was supposed to go on like 3 different trips in April. Actually maybe 4 different trips in April. And in April, I was at that point almost 2 months pregnant. Honestly, I was falling asleep everywhere I would go. It was crazy. I'd get into the car to go to like Trader Joe's. Steve would be driving, don't worry, and I'd like fall asleep on the way to Trader Joe's. I was so tired. So in a way, part of me feels like it's been such a blessing that I've been able to slow down a little bit when I think life would have been really busy and exciting and fun, but it would have been a little bit difficult. So I'm thankful in that sense. At the same time, I haven't been able to see my family, so that's been really hard. My parents did come out here and my brother, which was amazing, but you know, my grandparents, my cousins, my sister, I haven't seen my sister my entire pregnancy. That makes me sad. So stuff like that's been a little bit harder because of COVID. Also, there's a lot of doctor's appointments Steve can't come with me to, which I wish he could. Especially because he's just so good at asking questions and understanding whatever doctors say that sometimes I was like, oh, I wish Steve was here. He'd understand this better than me. But anyways, but at the same time, honestly, I'm just trying to look at it as a blessing. The world has slowed down, forced me to slow down, and I've been able to enjoy this time. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully we'll have baby #2 and it won't be in a pandemic and I can let you know the difference then. How did you prepare for the gestational diabetes test? Honestly, people exaggerate so much. Everyone made it seem like this was the worst drink ever. It was going to be so terrible, and it was not bad at all. Put it in the refrigerator, make sure it's cold, you will be fine. That's up. You'll be fine. All you have to do is drink the drink. Don't eat like I don't think you eat before, and that's it. Don't worry about it. Don't let anyone get in your head. You'll be okay. Have you experienced spotting, bleeding, or hemorrhoids? Thank goodness, no, none of the above. So unfortunately I can't give any advice on that, but I have not experienced any of that. How did you survive morning sickness? I would say Ritz crackers, a lot of water, deep breaths, and Coca-Cola. Are you eating healthy or indulging in cravings? I would say both. I definitely try to have a balanced diet. I make sure to have protein with every single meal, which I was doing beforehand anyways. I'm definitely eating way more carbs than I normally would. For instance, bagels. Pretty much that's like the one thing that stands out. I like have a bagel every morning. It's delicious, honestly. How do you manage general stress / anxiety caused by being pregnant during a pandemic? First of all, I think that whether you're pregnant during a pandemic or not, there's definitely a lot of stress and anxiety no matter what. For me, overall, I will say I am a pretty chill person. I'm just kind of like a go with the flow. It'll work out. Everything will work out in the end type of person. So I think that my personality doesn't really invite much stress or anxiety in. However, I've definitely had moments where I found myself like hysterically crying, can't stop, or just really upset or angry, and my hormones have gotten the best of me. And I think that what I just do is take a long hot shower. Man, a shower can really, really turn your day around, at least for me. And also like just scream it out, cry it out, feel it out. It's okay. Any prejudice you've experienced being a curvy mom? I wouldn't say I necessarily experienced much prejudice. I will say that it's been very, very hard to see the baby, and it's a couple different things, but the doctor has said that my overall thickness is part of the problem. I also, my placenta is right on top, which definitely does not help with imagery. It gets in the way, but I guess like the thicker you are, the more the sound waves have to travel in the ultrasound, and there's like allows for more bounce back. So that makes it a little bit difficult. I wouldn't say it was prejudice though. Like the doctor didn't make me feel bad. It was just kind of a matter of fact. And honestly, you can't get upset about that stuff. I'm a thick woman and it is what it is. When did you first feel the baby kick / move? I think it was probably around like week 22, 23. Which was later than a lot of people said, and I remember being super concerned for a while, like, why aren't I feeling the baby move? And if you're pregnant, you know, feeling those baby kicks are like the best feeling ever. When do you feel like your belly popped? I don't really know, maybe like month 7. I feel like it's still popping to this day. Like, can you see it? The boy is getting big. What are your favorite purchases? What is happening to the camera right now? Do you see this shit? What are your favorite purchases you bought during pregnancy? Okay, 3 things that I love and use the most during pregnancy. First is this Naked Wardrobe Baby Mama Romper. I love it. It is so comfortable. I will say though, there's a couple flaws with it, but I still love it. It kind of comes down low. They also have a higher neck one, so if you're looking to purchase, maybe consider that. I'm also really tall too, so I don't know how much that makes a difference. I still wear it. I don't wear it with the bra. I feel like it somehow still supports me. It feels really, really great. I've washed it a couple times and it does like, I don't know if you can see because it's black, but it does pill a little bit. Like it's really not the best fabric / quality, but it just feels so good on my skin and it is so comfortable that it's become my favorite purchase. And honestly, I would purchase it again and again. Just in case you wanted to buy it, just wanted you to keep that in mind in case it happens to you. 2, the only other products that I really have bought or loved and use all the time are for my skin and for my belly. So I've been using bio oil. I've been using bio oil for over a year. It's helped me get rid of past stretch marks before, and I've been using it all over my stomach. I just lather it on. I love the way it feels. Your stomach really does feel like it's stretching and it gets dry too, so you want to keep it as moisturized as possible. So I love this. And then this is the Bumpology Bump Butter. It's like, I don't know if you can see inside. It's like almost like super waxy. but it feels so good on my skin. I've been using bio oil my entire pregnancy, and I just started using this about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and now I alternate in between. Sometimes I'll put bio oil on first, let it soak in, and then put the bump butter on top. Especially in my last couple weeks, my belly is growing so much more. So I just want to keep it as hydrated as possible. Have you packed a bag? If so, what's in it? I am packing a bag later on today. Stevie and I will film what's going in there, so stay tuned for that video. Hopefully I'll try and have these up at the same time so you can go from here to there. Another question I got was, how long were you and Steve trying? How did you conceive? I will leave a link to a blog post that shares how we got pregnant and a little bit more of that story so you can read there. What are your maternity wardrobe must-haves besides the baby mama jumpsuit? I love the Skims maternity shapewear. I love it. It is so good. It is, your belly feels super, super heavy. And I feel like people hear maternity shapewear and they're probably like, why are you trying to look skinny while you're pregnant? Like, that's not it at all. It really helps support your belly. I've been wearing so many sweater dresses. So for me, it helps me avoid like panty lines and stuff like that. It supports my belly, is so comfortable. I will leave a link to those. I'll also include a photo here so you can see the ones that I use, but 10 out of 10 recommend. I love them. And then another question is, how do you handle pregnancy body changes for people who struggle with body image? Like I said before, this is something that I thought I was going to be really, really insecure about. I didn't know how I would feel about my body changing, about my stomach growing. My stomach is something I've always been so insecure about. So now that it's like the biggest it's ever been, it's just so funny for me. Like, obviously I know it's big because I'm pregnant, right? Like, it's different than just feeling like you have like rolls or like fat. Like, I'm not gonna lie and pretend it's the same sort of feeling. But I have never loved or respected my body more. And I really hope if you are pregnant or if you're trying and you're worried about what you're gonna look like when you're pregnant, you really realize how incredible your body is, everything that it can do. I mean, the fact that we as women can grow human life, it's just like mind-blowing. It is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And for me, all of the insecurities and everything that I had kind of just went out the window when honestly, when I heard that first heartbeat, I was like, holy crap, this is happening. This is such a beautiful thing. Yeah, my body's gonna change. Yeah, I'm gonna gain weight. Yeah, I haven't been able to exercise, and I'm someone who was like training for a half marathon before this, who was like weight training several times a week. I haven't been able to lift weights because of like this condition that I have since like, I don't know, week 3? No, month 3 is when I found out I can work out. But even before that, gyms were closed because we're in a pandemic. So like, I don't feel as strong, you know what I mean? But that's okay. Like, everything will come back. I love this journey. Honestly, it is so incredible. It's so beautiful. And your looks are the least important part of it. They really are. So I think that we just need to like change that mind shift, know that every pregnant body is different, and that all that matters is that you're growing a healthy human. And I hope that you love this pregnancy as much as I loved it. And if you have any other specific questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram and I'll be happy to answer them there. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll leave the links to the blog post about how we got pregnant, and then I'll also try and leave the link for the what's in our hospital bag. Mwah.